jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, you tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to King Mitch first on deck with it. I see you, bro. Shout out to the WCS supporters. Your support is appreciated. Thank you very much for supporting, tuning in to the channel. Hit the like button. I don't sit up here and start a freaking online debate on super chats. Man, you support the channel, you support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe. Go back to the basics. Like, share, subscribe. You see the thumbnail. You see it. And still, Bivol dominates pound for pound Canelo. You see the thumbnail. We're going to talk about some things I need questions to. I need some questions answered, rather. I need some questions answered. Okay? So, this past weekend, not to recall, what you've been hearing all over social media, because some channels is talking about it, some are not. And then in between that, you have the channels that were, hailing Canelo Alvarez as being the absolute overseer, conqueror, the boxing god. He goes in there trying to be great. That's what's saving him right now. Trying to be great, stepping up to 75 again versus a younger fighter. Rather than Sergey Kovalev, he fights Dmitry Bivol. So when he stepped in there to fight Dmitry Bivol, it was a lot of unanswered questions for the fact that we didn't know too much about this guy. We understand he was Russian, and he was reigning champion, and he was 19-0. The man was unblemished. His record was unblemished. The even crazier separation between these two is they're both 31 years old. Canelo had 57 victories, y'all. 57 victories heading to this fight. 1 defeat, 2 draws. 57 victories. Both of these guys are 31 years old. Bivol had 19 victories. The separation of experience is what made this fight very, very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. Because, you had Dmitry Bivol, who's a super champion. He's a legitimate champion at light heavyweight. And, people just didn't know, because we had been sent through this gamut before when we thought that somebody was going to be too big for Canelo, or too tall, too rangy. We seen that with Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? People thought Callum Smith, who was holding the belt, he was a WBA champion. He was holding the belt. And he went in there and did absolutely nothing. So we was curious to know how this was going to play out. Were we going to see a fair one, or we was going to see on one of those fights where the orders have been given? And we end up seeing a fair one, y'all. We end up seeing a fair one. But the bigger questions is, How did what we watched on TV, what everyone watched, how do we come to the conclusion on what we witnessed? Because we have people on here to give, fight recaps, fighter breakdowns, fighter predictions, fighter recall, everything to deal with boxing and looking back on a fight. The scorecards did not add up for this fight. No way, no how. The scorecards added up. So let's get down to business. Let's check some things out. This right here is Canelo's more recent law. It's just happened. And the reason why I'm putting that up there is for a long period of time, Floyd Mayweather was the only red marker that you would have seen on Canelo's resume. Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about way back in 2013. Floyd Mayweather. He was the only red marker depicting a loss on Canelo Alvarez's record. All right. Since then, Canelo has remained unbeaten, and simply he's been dominating. He's been on a tear. He's risen to meteoric heights, man. Like, dude has went to stratospheres and planets. You know what I'm saying? He has absolutely been his own universe for quite some time. What makes this Dimitri Bivol fight so important is that Bivol has now defeated a Canelo Alvarez, which is reigning top pound for pound fighter. And, he is beaten some individuals who held championship belts before. So when you're beating and you're taking belts, kicking butt, taking names and taking belts, and you keep on doing it over and over again, you can be entitled, so to speak, as Canelo Alvarez. As I said before, if he lost this fight, it does nothing to him right now. He's still pound for pound a better fighter. Real talk, it does nothing. The reason why he's pound for pound, you can say A, B, and C, but the pound for pound list don't operate off the order that's that simplistic. It doesn't go A, B, C. Oh, if he beat the man that's on the top, it doesn't work that way. Teofimo Lopez defeated Vasyl Lomachenko, and they put him in number 6 on the ring pound for pound. It doesn't work that way. Plus, Bivol doesn't have the accolade package. He doesn't have the badges that Canelo Alvarez have. So in that state, Canelo still reigns top pound for pound, in my opinion. So let's get to what we're looking at. Dimitri Bivol is a part of one of the biggest upsets of this era. I don't want to hear, these individuals sitting up here talking all this. Oh, he was daring to be great. That's why he lost. No, you chose to fight. You chose that fight. Just like you chose all the other fights. You chose Rocky Fielding. You beat Rocky Fielding. You chose every other Callum Smith all the way to Caleb Plant. You beat them. You went up to 75 during that time. You know what I'm saying? When Kovalev, you beat him. This is no different. But you lost this one. So y'all can't sit up here and put this ribbon on Canelo and say, what, it's okay. It's okay. You was just daring to be great. No, this is one of the biggest upsets, man. And people are not giving this just due because it's Dimitri Bivol. Bivol made that shit look so easy with such an elite fighter. We have to question the numbers when it came in with the judges' scorecards. All right. Velocity Cuts on deck. What's good? J Ocho on deck. What's good? What's good with it? So let's get to some presentation. And this is nothing serious, you know what I'm saying? I want to get to the numbers, all right? I want to get to the numbers of this fight. So give me a minute. I'm going to share screen right quick. All right. So, people, what you're looking at is the scorecards for Dimitri Bivol and Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Alvarez is to the left, okay, right here, and Dimitri Bivol is to the right. All right. Over here, you have the copy box numbers. I circle 1 through 4, and then 9 through 12. All right. The reason why I did that, I just wanted to highlight how consistent the judging scoring was, or how inconsistent it was. So let's look at the first round. The first round was graded Canelo 10-9. Okay, 10-9 across the board. Canelo 10-9. The second round was scored for Canelo 10-9 across the board. And must I say this? We're talking about, let's not forget to highlight the judges. The first judge is Tim Cheatham. If you wonder why these familiar names, it's for a reason now. Then in the blue is Dave Moretti. Look, two names we know: Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti. And then in pink is Stephen Weisfield. All right, let's get back to the rounds. The second round, they scored it 10-9 Canelo. All right, 10-9 Canelo. Third round, they scored 10-9 Canelo across the board. Across the board. Then you go to the fourth round, they scored it 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 Canelo. All right. So let's take a pause and transfer over to the total punches landed. Now, first 4 rounds they gave to Canelo Alvarez. So let me just pop this up right now. The first 4 rounds was given to Canelo Alvarez. When the first round, the numbers that they have, Canelo threw a total of 38 total punches landed, thrown. He threw a total of 38 and landed 5. This is the first round. Dimitri Bivol threw a total of 53 and landed 14. The percentages differ. Bivol being at 26.4 and Alvarez being 13.2%. Second round, Canelo throws 46 total and only lands 8. All right. Bivol throws a total of 50, landing 12. His percentage for both fighters, 17.4% for Canelo, 24% for Bivol. That's round 2. Round 3, Canelo throws a total of 41 and lands 8. Bivol throws a total of 60, landing 10. Canelo's percentage is higher due to the less number of punches thrown and then the amount that he was able to land. So Canelo comes out 19.5% and then Bivol 16.7%. All right. But Bivol, he still landed 2 more. Okay. Ooh-wee. Round number 4. Canelo thrown 45 total and landed 8. Bivol threw a total of 51, landing 10. All right. Canelo Alvarez, 17.8%, Vice 19.6% with Bivol. If you add 5, 8, 8, 8, I believe it comes up to around 29. All right. 29 punches landed for Canelo through rounds 1 through 4. 1 through 4. A total of 29 punches landed. All right. For Bivol, if you add 14, 12, 10, and 10, it comes up to about 46. My biggest question is, strictly off the first 4 rounds, how did Canelo make a clean sweep on the first 4 rounds? How was Canelo able to make a clean sweep in the first 4 rounds when the punches landed? The punches landed is far more than what Saul Canelo Alvarez was able to land. Bivol landed a total of 46 to Canelo's 29. And the scorecards, if we go back to the scorecards, they have Canelo 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. People tell me, how does this happen? How does this happen? How? 29 versus 46. So you're trying to tell me that somehow, some way, we was looking at something different because it was, the first round's a little, the first round was pretty hard to call a definitive winner. All right, it could have went both ways. Swing round, right? Whatever. But 2, 3, and 4, obviously, from what I was looking at, Dimitri Bivol won those rounds. But when the judges brought this out, look at this now. The judges all across the board, 10, 10, 10 for first 4 rounds, people. All right, let's keep it moving. Let me show you another fact finder. The amount of jab landed. All right, jab landed. Let's count. Let's just count. We don't need to count. I'm just going to a tutorial. I'll just use the Cliff Note cheat code and tell you at the bottom what the final punch that was. I'm just trying to, give you a small curriculum off the, teleprompter, the screenshot, just like I used to do a PowerPoint. So if you look at the bottom, the final punch stat, if you look at total jabs, we down here. If you look at total jabs, Canelo landed 10 jabs. 10 jabs to Bivol's 46. 10 jabs to Bivol's 46, bro. 10 to Bivol's 46. 10. Let's go to punches landed and thrown. The punches landed and thrown, right? Total punches for Saul Canelo Alvarez was 84 to Bivol's 152. A significant difference, right? Power punches landed by Canelo Alvarez was 74 to Bivol's 106. So Bivol was outperforming Canelo Alvarez throughout the fight. Throughout the fight, he was outperforming them. If you look at the power punches landed, the most power punches that was landed for Canelo Alvarez was round 11. He landed 12 out of 37. For Dimitri Bivol, in round 12, he landed 15 out of 31. 15 out of 31. So my question I'm trying to ask you all, it's in the live chat. Chapman Perez on deck. Perez on deck. What's good? Shelter more on deck with it. What I'm trying to ask you all, with the numbers that I just gave you, as far as that punch stat, and I know the punch stat is not totally accurate, but it's pretty damn close, most of the time. We just can't sit up here and denounce the punch stat just because is the fight didn't end well for our favorite fighter. We can't denounce that. We have to call it for what it is. But how's he graded 10-9 on the first 4 rounds, and no one's not crying foul on this grading system by three judges that we know very, very well. How are we not calling foul on this? This doesn't make any clerical sense that he can be behind in the percentage and the punch numbers, but still they gave it to him in the first 10 rounds. The first 4 rounds of a 12-round championship showcase. Okay. Let me get to some of these. Let's see. Miss say y'all better leave Canelo alone before the rules are changed and the arm punches become scoring shots. Man, you ain't never lied. I was talking about that during the live. I was like, he's landing a lot of arm punches. He was so predictable yesterday, Canelo. He kept going to the hook, to the uppercut, hook, uppercut. He kept going back to the same punch combo. It was, I don't know what was going on. It wasn't working for you. And when you found out it wasn't working, you kept on reciprocating. If arm strikes counted, Canelo would have won by unanimous decision. Yeah, man, arm strikes wasn't doing anything. It's just a method to the madness to try to slow the bigger guy down. And it didn't work. What's good with it, Perez? What's good with it? Shelton say, how WCS stopped the cap. Yeah, man, I know how it is, but I'm media. So I'm trying to basically speak on a live stream without acting like I already know the answers. When you're sitting up here and you're having a instructional period, a dialogue with your listeners, you just can't sometimes say, well, this is what I know, and this is what's effed up, and I ain't gonna support boxing. You got to really take it through the damn basics so people can respond the way they do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's cool to run from the start to finish real quick, and then sometimes it's just good to just half step, frolic along. You know what I'm saying? Take a little bit more time than usual. Floyd too funny, man. He posted ticket caption, easy money. Yeah, Floyd's always going to insert himself in there, man. Floyd is a genius at that. A genius. Bivol beat that man 9-3-8-4 at best. He did. Rematch might go worse. Yes, sir. And we're going to get to that. Great video. They were trying to help Canelo. This fight was as wide as it gets. And I think Canelo's a great fighter. I just think Canelo's a bit more. Canelo bit more than he could chew. I'd be shocked if he won the second one. Well, to be honest with you, it's not a second one. And we're going to get to that. Let me get back to the scorecards right quick. All right. So let me get back to the scorecards. So as we went through the first 4 rounds, they was all scored for Canelo. And then you look at the mid rounds from number 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. 5, 6, 7, and 8. They scored all of those rounds. All of them. For Dimitri Bivol. Tim Cheatham, David Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld. They all scored 5, 6, 7, and 8 for Dimitri Bivol. All of them. And we can have the argument that if you add 4 of those rounds, the 3 of the first 4 rounds, we're looking at 7-1. We're looking at 7-1 right now. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at 7-1 through 8 frames. We're looking at a possible 7-1 right now. 1 through 8. We can argue the fact that we're looking at 7-1. Dimitri Bivol. If you really looking at the fight. Then we go to round 9. Tim Cheatham. 10-9. Canelo. David Moretti. Go across to David Moretti. 10-9 Canelo. 10-9 Canelo. Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, Stephen Weisfeld all scored round 9 for Canelo Alvarez. All scored round 9 for Canelo Alvarez. Round 10, Tim Cheatham scores 10-9 in favor of Dimitri Bivol. All across the board. Round 10, 11, and 12 was scored for Dimitri Bivol. 10, 11, and 12 was scored for Dimitri Bivol. My biggest question is, how can you guys have damn near identical scorecards for the first time in boxing history? How can you all have damn near a tic-tac-toe scorecards, white, blue, pink board? Which color board you want to play on? Pink, blue, white? What are we doing? Tic-tac-toe, goddammit. Connect the dots. How is this possible? All your scorecards is the same for a fight that wouldn't even register scores like that, especially for Canelo Alvarez, man. Especially for Canelo Alvarez. When you graded, when you said from 8, if we look at round 8 down to the first round, we could arguably say that Bivol was 7-1. Giving Canelo the first round, we can arguably say 7-1. So let's take a look at this round they gave Canelo. Let's say the ninth round they gave him 10-9 across the board, right? So let's go back to the punch stats and let's look at round 9, right? Round 9. Look at the round 9. We don't really want to mess with the jabs because they only both landed 2 jabs. Okay, we can't separate with that. Power punches. Let's go down to the power punches right here. Canelo landed 8. Bivol landed 10. All right, let's go up here to the total punches landed. Round 9, 10, 12. Not that significant of a difference, but for Bivol, he landed 2 more. You want to be petty, I'm just saying. He landed 2 more. But how did they score for Canelo in round 9? What was the significant criteria that they looked at and said, this is what we see? Let's look at 10. Round 10. Total punches landed for Canelo 4, for Bivol 6. Round 11, 12 for Canelo, 18 for Bivol. Round 12, 7 for Canelo, 18 for Bivol. But peep this out though. If you are giving Canelo these right here, look, total punches landed. If you're giving Canelo all 4 rounds, look at the margin. Look at the margin of separation with the punch count. 8-10, 8-10, 8-12, 5-14. You saw you see how I just been saying, okay, the first round pretty close. Look at that. Canelo 5, Bivol 14. But they gave the first round to Canelo right off the rip. How is this possible? How? Like, how is this possible? You give Canelo 9 and then 10, 11, 12. Like, how's this possible? First 4 Canelo, second 4 is freaking Dimitri Bivol, 9 is Canelo, and then 10, 11, and 12 is Bivol. Look at that. Look at that. Across the board, y'all. Across the board. They was trying to rob my man Bivol. They gave Canelo out the gate, man. They gave him the first 4 rounds, which was incorrect, and it was unfair to Bivol, who he was in there handling his business the first half of the fight. But that's unfair, bro. Real talk. Let me get to some of these chats, man. That is crazy, those numbers. 115, 113. Do y'all agree with the scorecards based off the numbers that you have off the punch stats and based off what you see on the scorecards? Comparing the scorecards to the punch stats, do you feel like rounds 1 through 4 was adequate? Was correct? And do you feel that the next 4 rounds, 5, 6, 7, and 8, all to Bivol, do you see that as being correct? Did they hit that on the head? Floyd too funny. Bivol beat the man. Rematch might get worse. Okay. Let's see. Redhead loses again and gets another 50, then retires. So Velocity thinks that Canelo might be close to retirement after he picks up the next bag. He wasn't throwing no jabs. Yeah, he was just throwing power punches, man. He was trying to be a counter puncher. Again, Charlo would knock him out. Stop it, Ocho. Stop it, man. Man, stop that. Stop it, man. It's always good to have some comedy. Andrew Charles on deck with it. What's good? WCS salute to you, my brother. They was already made up before they even sat down. Bro, how do we get scorecards like we're looking at? How does that scorecard all of a sudden minds think alike? These are experienced judges. Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Stephen Weisfeld are all experienced boxing judges. How, for once in boxing, in such a high magnitude, a high profile fight, that they have all these numbers mirroring one another all the way to the final bell? Doesn't make any sense. I can't begin to get in the minds of those judges. I guess they scored it for Canelo early because he was coming forward. He was the aggressor. If you was coming forward and you start becoming Mr. Bobblehead, what is that saying? You know what I'm saying? What is that saying? We're basically brainwashed in a way, because now a piece of our observation is saying that Canelo comes forward. Canelo's come forward, but he didn't have success like that coming forward with Bivol. He wasn't coming forward the entire first 4 rounds. We know that not to be true. That is absolutely inconclusive. He was not coming forward all the first 4 rounds, that Mitch. There's no way. That is absolutely untrue, man. No way, no how, bro. New Vegas was built on redheads thanks to De La Hoya. According to the official scorecards, Canelo early aggression played against him. They gave Bivol all the rounds. He pushed Canelo back. I had it 3-3 after 6, and then I quit keeping score because I was hyped up. Oh, shit. He said, I quit. Man, I'm putting too much into this, man. I'm quitting. I ain't trying to score. I'm just trying to look. I get it. Imagine if CJ Ross and Bird was selected to judge that fight. Oh, my God. Man, what? What? I'm surprised she wasn't even in there. I'm surprised Bird wasn't even ringside. But, you have Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld now. Stephen Weisfeld, all those three are very experienced judges, man. Very experienced judges. Hold on for a second. I'm about to get you some more criteria. Hold on, right quick, like. Hold on. Hold on, I'm about to get you some more criteria. Check this out. See, this just popped up on my recall. These with these judges. Hold on, 1 minute. Hold on. Let me see what we're looking at. What we're looking at. Let me see where they at. Where they at? Where they at? Okay. Damn, I got good recall memory sometimes, man. You know, when dementia ain't kicking in, man, I got some pretty decent recall memory, dog. Check this out. Check this out. And I remember because I be going through box rec sometimes. Check this out. Check this shit out. Check out what I was just saying about Meridian, them, right? Peep this out. Let me stop sharing screen. Check this out, people. I just told you about Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Stephen Weisfeld that they have experience and they're the, I want to say, usual suspects. But check this out. I'm gonna stop sharing. I remember this shit just straight off the rip, man. Peep this. Peep this. Okay. This is okay. Hold on. This is Teofimo Lopez's box rec. Okay, 16-1. You know, his only loss is to George Kambosos, 12 knockouts, right? This is just in my recall catalog. Okay. I remember this, studying this when I was back there. Vasil Lomachenko. This is when T.O. changed levels, right? Let's go to see who the judges were. Check this out. Who was the judges for this fight? Referee Russell Mora. Judges Tim Cheatham, Judy Leatherman, and Steve Weisfeld. Are they scores the same on this fight? And this is the fight that Teofimo won. Tim Cheatham scored the Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko fight 112-116 in favor of Teofimo. Steve Weisfeld, who's also was a judge on this Canelo card, 111-117. Not the same, huh? Not like we see in consistency that was on this Canelo and Bivol card. They're not even thinking alike. 116, 112, 117, 11. I mean, come on. They're not on here grading cards the same. Do y'all want me to pull up the score? No, we're not gonna do that. I will pull up the scorecards and show you how inconsistent they was with grading Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko. But I just wanted to bring that up because it crossed my thought process from the database, and I was like, I know damn well, I talked about those judges before, and that was it. Smooth Groove Boxing in the building, man. Shout out to Smooth Groove Boxing, man. How do we go from these counts, these punch stats, to seeing these numbers on the judges' scorecards? You know what I'm saying? That's not cool at all. Not adjustment at all. Joel Diaz is solid. I didn't have Bivol up by a wide margin after 8. I thought the fight was close until Bivol won 10, 11, and 12. Reynoso overrated. Mitch, I can't agree with you that it was close, man. At the rounds that you're talking up to 8, how was it close, man? I mean, like some of the rounds, Canelo would start off fast, and Bivol would just take over the back half of the round. No adjustment at all. Joe did is solid. Judges are not privy to punch stats, though. I don't think so. I'm not putting it up there for punch stats. I'm putting it up there for their experience, their education. You know what I'm saying? Being that they should understand what they're looking at. They should know how to process it for which punches are effective and which are non-effective. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just comparing the punch stats numbers to check and see if they're consistent with the way they're grading the fight. I just didn't see a consistency link right there. It seemed a bit off to me. And what they was looking at, vice what the punch stats showed. It'd be good if they had open scoring, but we all know that's not going to happen. Not around the board. 3 identical scorecards. Canelo aggression played against him. Once Bivol stood his ground and threw punches, they scored it for Bivol. Fishy indeed, but the right guy won. So F it. And we still have to talk about it. We still have to talk about, even if Bivol won, it's the fact that the sabotage was in early. And then it got to a point where it became undeniable. Like the way they started Canelo out the gate, they may have been insinuating or assuming that he would pick up the pace and they won't have such a hard job. But that didn't work out. Bivol stayed on the gas. He stayed consistent, didn't fall for Canelo traps. When Canelo started to tire it out and he wanted to hang out on the ropes and bait Bivol in to try to land one of his counter shots, Bivol didn't take it. But Bivol did allow Canelo to just sit out there like bait. And then he took advantage. He let his hands go when Canelo was on the ropes. And he landed some good, solid shots during periods while Canelo was park bench on the ropes. And that scored big for Dimitri Bivol. If Redhead was still promoted by Golden Boy, probably would have been a draw. I believe that. I believe that, bro. I believe that. Shout out to Tony Boswell on deck with it. What's good, bro? There go the cash app there, Tony. If you choose to donate, much appreciate to you, my brother. Appreciate you. Tony said I put $1,000 on Bivol for UD 5-1. I ain't nothing. W says I ain't nothing but crickets. Damn, dog. So what you end up winning off that? Because I don't get in the bets like that. You know what I'm saying? What you end up getting off that bet? What, 1,000 to get you what? Bivol had fought 147 pounds at 175. 147 rounds at 175. Knew how punch resistant would be good fighting against a smaller man. And also this, man, a good point you made, Tony, is the fact that Bivol had several hundred amateur fights. Then he had like 200 amateur fights or something like that. He had a boatload of amateur fights. And the unique part about this is that both him and Canelo Alvarez is 31 years old. They're both 31 years old, but Canelo has 61 professional fights. And then Bivol has 20. You know what I'm saying? 20 professional fights. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. Oh, shit. You made out then. Oh, damn. You made out, big dog. A shout out to Tony Boswell with the donation, WCS donation, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for the 25th Street. You know what I'm saying? On the Cash App, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Much appreciated, my brother. Andrew Charles said, nice at Tony S. Yeah, man, appreciate y'all for donating to the channel. I don't put my Cash App up there most of the time and nothing like that, but thanks to him and for consideration, especially on Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a female. I'm just saying. He probably got a mother he spent money on too. But shit, you getting 52 off that rip, man. That's nice. That's nice, man. That's real nice. Much appreciated, my brother. I just don't see Andrew Charles say I won 500 off YouTube alone. Damn, you was betting on YouTube. I didn't even pick up nothing off YouTube. No problem. Anytime. Always enjoy the content and conversation on your channel. Salute. Thanks, man. Thanks for looking out. Real talk. And thanks for supporting the channel. I just don't know, in my heart of hearts, man, when it comes to this boxing game, I'm not a judge, but we have the usual judges. In this particular case, they haven't shown themselves to be consistent like this, like they were this past weekend across the board. It's almost like the cards was they was already predetermined, filled out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding how they can be consistent round 1 through 12, how they can be consistent. And all of a sudden in round 9, they give it to Canelo to break the monotony. And then they go back to work. I mean, that's weird. That's just stupid, dumb. They give Canelo 9 and then Bivol 10, 11, and 12. But check this out, though. Let me ask y'all this, man. What y'all think Canelo should do next? What do you think Canelo should do next? After what you've seen, what do you think Canelo should do next when it comes down to his career? Do you believe that he should try to run it back with Dimitri Bivol? Or do you think it will behoove him to settle back into 168 pounds and keep it moving? What do you think? What do you think Canelo Alvarez should do? What do you think he should do? Do you think it's wise for Canelo to return back to the ring for a rematch just so he can save face and get that loss back? Because listen, he already been suffering from the Floyd Mayweather loss that was on this record. All right. I don't know how many times I said that. He was already suffering in anguish. Now he takes a L in the peak of his career, where he's top pound for pound. He's making bulkload of millions, and he takes a loss. And then, a lot of his fans, a lot of his voices is out here. What are they saying? You can't really, when they start talking about, you can't really, yeah, you can really. You can really, because he chose to step up again. This wasn't his first time at 75. He chose to revisit a division, to pick up a WBA title. And what they looked at on film did not play out, especially his power to weight. Canelo could not hurt Bivol. He tried everything. He was lighting up Bivol's left arm and bicep, tricep, nothing. Then when he chose to go to the right side of Bivol's body, he sent that hook below the elbow, nothing. Then he said, okay, let me touch him up with a hook on the left side, then uppercut. He was landing it, but it had no effect on Bivol. He was actually landing that hook uppercut. No effect. We can only talk about hooks and uppercuts because he, like I said, only threw 10 jabs throughout the entire fight, people. So the only thing we can talk about is hooks and freaking uppercuts and trying to land them counter shots. And let's not forget, how Bivol was making Canelo miss too. He was making Canelo miss. Damn, Tony said he won $1,000 straight up on YouTube. And these cats paid you, bro? I know some cats out here still owe me money and ain't paid. Them cats all paid you? They some honest dudes, because I just don't see them. They'll bet you, and then when it's time for them to pay, man, they come up with some bullshit, dog. He said, I was trying to bet 100 on Bivol by split decision. Shit was plus 3,500. My logic was at least one judge would try to rob Bivol. Bank of America wouldn't let the player bet, though. Wow. F it. Hondo stayed home. Damn. See, I don't get into betting that technical right there. I just don't do it. Tony Boswell, how you bet on YouTube, bro? This loss isn't the end of him. I say move on, but if he wants to rematch, then go ahead and get it. Okay, Andrew. Let me ask Andrew and you all. Okay, Andrew said he should go and get the rematch. All right. But let me explain this to you. Bivol is on record as saying that he took everything that Team Canelo asked for. That means he probably didn't get paid an incredible amount like Caleb Plant did for this fight. He said he really just truly wanted the opportunity to step in there with Canelo and show out. So when asked about a rematch, he didn't decline the rematch. He said we have to renegotiate. So now that he's beat Canelo, he wants to renegotiate for the bag. Now he wants to put some more dollars in there. He want to add some zeros on there. Seriously, he wants to get paid. He's definitively, legitimate, officially defeated Canelo Alvarez, the pound for pound best in boxing today. He defeated him fair and square. It wasn't no controversy. It wasn't no paraglider coming in and, landing in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't somebody throwing a bottle in there, a cup or whatever. It wasn't low blows, headbutts. You didn't have Panama Lewis over there trying to get them the special sauce. None of that shit. Mitch, I parlayed Bivol by split decision. I think Canelo should rematch Bivol. I still don't see those guys at 168 beating him. They aren't battle tested like Bivol. Not active enough. Not strong enough, in my opinion. 100%. 100%. 1 hundo, 3 hundo. For real. Totally agree with all that. At the man, 500 on Cash App YouTube bets. Okay. All right. That's good money, though. Alexander on deck with it. What's good? I'm gonna take the thumbnail down a little bit because I don't want the Canelo fans to to get a little bit further inflamed, irritable. Have to go to the bathroom. Time for Redhead to call Bomac, who's number 1 now. Oh shit! I only bet folks who done business with before. Okay, cool. That's good because a lot of dudes are getting on panels and say they want to bet you on a fight. And then they lose their money, and then they say, "Oh man, please, we didn't really do anything." I said, "All right. Thanks for letting me know." Reynoso game plan ain't shit. To Canelo still gasses out. Canelo's defense is still suspect. Canelo can still be easily outboxed. Now, check mark to everything you just mentioned. I'm just wondering, is Canelo somehow, some way, a family friend? Because this is why I say that about, I'm not Canelo. I mean, I was trying to switch it up. But is Canelo a family friend to Eddie Reynoso? Because what I seen in there, man, I didn't even see Canelo switch up the game plan. Like, what was I watching? You have Eddie Reynoso in your corner. I just seen this dude out there in Vegas. Man, This guy has everybody trying to get a picture with him, everything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Ryan Garcia was letting us know. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, goddamn aborted mission, left that. He must have knew what, something we didn't. Shout out to the Duck Masters Coalition pound for pound best, Ryan Lion Garcia. He might have known something with Oscar Valdez and Canelo. And WCS has to mention this. I don't care. And I know nobody else has touched on it. But Eddie Reynoso is taking L's lately. What the fuck is going on with Eddie? Eddie is late on paying his debts, God damn it. Oscar Valdez, L. Look, they was there in Vegas. They was there in Vegas for the Oscar Valdez fight. Oscar takes a L. Oscar takes a L. Canelo takes a L. The good thing for Eddie Reynoso is that Canelo Alvarez belts wasn't on the line this past weekend. That's the good thing. His belts, that camp would have became very, very empty. Man, people would have been extremely sad. But like I said before, I think on the rematch, they're going to try to talk it up as much as possible. You know, the one that's really going to suffer out this equation is Gennady Golovkin. Because now Gennady was sitting at home. He's like, oh, no. Decisions are in, and we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision across the board. Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and whoever that other guy was, scored it all. 115, 113 in favor of. And still, look, Gennady grabbed his phone and called Abel Sanchez. Abel, I need to hear your voice, Abel. Please give me some words of wisdom. What do I do? Because that fucked up shit for Gennady. The reason why I'm saying that is, what's a bigger fight right now? Gennady Canelo or Bivol Canelo rematch? I think Bivol Canelo. Because that shit was entertaining. The fight was very, very entertaining. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that fight outweighs the attention span when it comes to the boxing fans of seeing Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. I'm just saying, bro. Benavidez engine solid, and his punch output would be too much for Redhead. Yeah, man, I want to see Canelo step up and fight Benavidez, man. You know what I'm saying? I do. I want to see him step up. And people might look at that and say, oh, that's not a step up. Man, it is, man. Because what did they criticize certain fighters for back in the day? They didn't step in the ring with fighters who was equal or greater to their skill set. One thing we can say about Canelo, he has been stepping up, but we couldn't really put a finger on if his opponents was equal or greater. I don't know. It's hard to say equal unless that fighter has the credentials and they have the experience, they have the popularity. You know what I'm saying? They have the badges of honor to say that they're greater than Canelo. It's hard to say that he's stepping in there with fighters who are greater than him, except Floyd Mayweather. I mean, that was back in 2013. Since then, he's just been fighting whoever. But Bivol turned out to be a fighter who had greater skills than Canelo Alvarez. I don't know, man. I hope Benavidez get his shot. Honestly, I think if they rematch, Bivol will stop him. Damn. And shout out to the man on deck with it. He knows he can take Nelo's power and he won't be hesitant to let his hands go when Nelo gets on the ropes and frustrate him. That's a solid point, man. That's a solid point. That's a solid point. That's a big deal that went down there. A lot of people are just not mentioning. A lot of people are not talking about how Bivol took Canelo's power. He took it well. You know what I'm saying? He took it very, very well, man. That's a very good point made. Honestly, I think if they rematch, Bivol will stop him. That's a hard. I don't know about that. You know, I agree with majority, 3/4 of your input, but stopping, Canelo seemed to take Bivol's punches pretty damn good. I mean, even when Bivol was landing flush on Canelo, Canelo still was there. His eyes were still focused, attuned in to what was going on in front of him. I don't know about stopping, man. In order for him to stop Canelo, he's gonna have to be more active than he was before. Because who was saying that? Who was saying that on my live? Who was saying it? Who was that, bro? I forgot. Somebody was saying that Bivol is intentionally not throwing punches. And in some cases, when you was looking at the fight, it seemed like Bivol could have been throwing punches at certain moments to make Canelo pay, but he didn't. That might have been him conserving energy. It could have been many things, many variables. But it was a good point, though. The loss will affect Redhead mentally like it did AJ. Damn. Y'all don't call that man Redhead, bro. Y'all just disrespecting Canelo, man. Y'all just sit there calling this man Redhead. You're not even calling him Saul Canelo Alvarez. Man, F King Grande Sombrero, aka Queen Ryan Valdez fought Shakur Canelo, fought Bivol. His chump ass fought Tygoo. Fuck out of here. I know, man. I know, dog. I know, man. Shoot. I know. I know. Believe me. I wasn't bringing Ryan Lyon Garcia up on the live in conversation without recognizing he's on my Doug Mathers Coalition pound for pound list. Real talk. What? That's a good fight there, Velocity. That's a good fight right there. Ryan Lyon Garcia against Nakatilia. Oh man, that's a good fight. I want to see that. Especially after he did in his last fight. Ooh, wait. Especially after he did with his last fight. This man went up there and stopped Miguel Burchelt. Miguel Burchelt was saying he's going to put 35 on notice. But Burchelt was saying, okay, yeah, I felt a certain way with the weight. You know, kind of the same thing what Canelo was trying to use. Canelo was trying to say, oh, I felt a certain way with this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, just take your loss, man. Take your loss. You made excuses for the Floyd loss, and now you're making excuses for the Bivol loss. Take your loss. Understand that you lost. You ain't invincible, and you already came in the fight with a loss, so you never been unbeatable. Don't start making excuses, man. Rather see Bivol rematched than Triple G. Absolutely, Andrew. I agree with that, bro. Absolutely. Ain't nobody trying to see, the trilogy. Canelo said himself. He seems like he's trying to, get a trilogy out this month. He's trying to build up a rivalry. I don't believe him to a point. I think, like I said this weekend, I think if Canelo take them belts, man, he ain't gonna get an immediate rematch. Bivol's not gonna get an immediate rematch. If he take his belt, he's not getting an immediate rematch, man. He's gonna go fight Triple G, and then he's gonna come back and fight Bivol. Bivol won because he didn't fall for the traps, stuck to his game plan, and outpointed the man easily. True words, man. True words. Stuck to the game plan. Patience. Poise. Very methodical. Delegated his offensive strategy perfectly. When it was time for him to shine, he shined. And not only when he went forward and he was letting his hands go, man, we're talking about 6 to 8 punch combos sometime. Man, he was punching through Canelo's guard. If his punches hit Canelo guard, he'd continue to send them. Line them up, surgical, line them up. And those punches, those straight linear punches was getting through Canelo's guard, bro. YouTube is a little bit quieter than I expected to be with Canelo losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not seeing all these streams go up and speak on Canelo. I hear too many people though that's up here giving him credit for taking a step up and finding out Bivol was just a bit too big than what he thought. But he issued the challenge. What did I just tell you? Bivol said that he adhered to all the demands that they wanted because he just wanted the opportunity. There was no rematch clause in that shit. He just adhered to everything that they wanted. For a second, it looked like Bivol could have stopped him if he wanted to. It seemed that way, didn't it? It seemed like if he would have just kept his hands moving, went to the body, went up top. That's the one thing about Bivol, man. He really didn't have no body attack on Canelo. Canelo might have a weak ass body, dog. It was just weird. Like, Canelo wasn't throwing no jabs, and Bivol wasn't throwing hooks to the body on consistency. It didn't make any sense to me. Like, dude, you got the hand speed to really mix it up in there. Why aren't you digging? Canelo might have a weak damn body. We just don't know because people more focus on his counter shots, him going to the body. Shit. Regis will beat the F out of Montana Love. Oh man, I was doing well, Mitch, until you brought in Montana Love. God damn. Thanks for the main event. Thank you for the main event. Because that damn co-main event, oh my God. Shout out to Montana Love, the brother, who ended up picking up the win. Shout out to you, my brother, out of Cleveland. Shout out to him. I don't have nothing against Montana, but I have to give him that one little credit that sometimes boxers have those fights that is just insipid. You know what I'm saying? Boredom, ennui. You know what I'm saying? They just they lack entertainment value. And that fight was, man, it was painful. That fight was just painful, man. Both of those guys was posturing, fainting, wasn't active enough. That was a painful fight, man. Especially in anticipation for Canelo. Come on, man. That was the co-main event to bring on. Hey, they might have did him justice though. I think a lot of those people that was in attendance at Canelo Bivol, I think Monday morning, they're gonna be seeking therapy, bro. Peep this out. They had to pay for the rooms. They was in Vegas, paying all their goddamn money for food. Everything's expensive. Water, everything's expensive, right? They went there to see the one and only Canelo Alvarez, bro. Not only were they disappointed, but they had to watch Montana Love as a co-main event. Then after they got through that, Canelo finally gets the ring walk. They had the mariachi band. They had the levitating stage like they did Anthony Joshua a lot of times. They gave him the works. Only for him to go in there and get dominated the way he did. Boy, them fans are upset, man. They are running around there. They seeking counseling tomorrow. That was a bad card. Like, real talk. Like, the way the co-main event went off, and then Canelo go in there and get dominated the way he did. Oh man, it was some fucked up fans in attendance. I don't even think Montana Love would take a fight with Regis right now. I don't think so, bro. AJ was humiliated by Ruiz. This loss wasn't as bad as that. True. But you have to understand this fight was in the US, vice, you know, AJ and Ruiz being over there. You know what I'm saying? So of course it was worse because AJ was knocked down several times and also he quit. AJ quit. AJ quit, bro. AJ in doing that fight spit out his gum shield. And the referee was talking to him. He had like he no English, no, my friend, no English, no nothing. No habla español, no habla English. He AJ didn't know shit. But he knew how to quit. Canelo, the Irish Mexican. Damn, y'all on Canelo hard, man. Do y'all not feel that Canelo's still pound for pound? I think he's still pound for pound, bro. Alexander Usyk has unified the division just like Canelo Alvarez has. Alexander Usyk's unified the division just like Canelo. Though he's still undefeated, and he is currently the unified heavyweight champion, Canelo has unified 3 divisions. So he's still a top pound for pound in Usyk. Usyk cannot surpass him just based off this loss to Bivol. Because Canelo was on the pound for pound list anyway with 1 loss, people. It's just some facts for you. It's just some facts for you. He was on the pound for pound list already with 1 loss. So we can't sit up here and look at Inouye, a O, Crawford, a O, Usyk, an O, Errol Spence, an O. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of O's on there now. You have a lot of O's on there. Juan Estrada, he has like 3 losses. Can't include him. Ioka, I believe he's undefeated. But let me move on from that because that pound for pound list, I don't know what the criteria is. Velocity say Triple G needs to fight Charlo versus Leck and win it. Yes, man. I agree. Them line pups need to get in there and show us their main is official. Their line's main is official. We need to see him in there. If he beats Selecki, Jamal Charlo, he needs to get in there with somebody like Triple G. Because right now Canelo is just he makes decisions on the fly. So he already made it perfectly clear in the rematch. Yes, I need to do that. I need to do that. Rematch. He clearly he beat me and I need to do that. What about Errol Spence? I don't need to do that. Well, what about Bivol? I need to do that. Man, y'all clowning Canelo. Y'all need to stop that shit, man. Remember, Ruiz was trying to get more. They were like, no, fat boy. Hey, man, I don't blame him. I don't blame Ruiz. Ruiz knew that he was Jarrell Miller. Ruiz knew that he wasn't as disciplined than people thought. He seized the moment. Like, look, Ruiz, I thought he beat Joseph Parker. So I really had him coming into that fight last minute against AJ undefeated. And then he went in there and proved me correct that he could box. But deep down, when he started getting that paycheck and that wire cleared, a big part of me, knowing he's the first Mexican heavyweight, a big part of me said to myself, I kind of understand where Ruiz came from. Being that I experienced so many Mexicans when I was in the military, and I have Latinos in my family, I looked at it like if you came from a portion where you was flat ass broke, you got out the mud, your family ain't had this, that, and the other because it just haven't been that way, and you get all this money. And you want to buy mom something, you want to buy yourself a couple of toys here and there. I can see how somebody like Ruiz would just be overwhelmed by all the money that he got. But that doesn't constitute him walking in there with Snicker bars and shit in Saudi Arabia and coming in there overweight and just looking bad. Canelo Alvarez, man, wow. Dang, Dion, I knew Dion was going to pull up. I know if anybody slept well Saturday going into Sunday morning. I know Dion because he been saying the same thing about Canelo forever. I know he slept well that night. They got me in face. What? What? No way, man. What's going on with y'all, man? They look, man. Even Facebook is protecting Canelo. Man, he say he got Facebook jail for 72 hours. And you know what? I learned my lesson with Facebook. Man, I used to be on Facebook so heavy. I knew if I jump on Facebook on this Canelo topic, they was gonna be putting people in jail, man. They's gonna be locking you up. Sean Porter should be arrested for saying that welterweight that fought before Montana Love will be a work champion one day. Man, a world champion. Man, come on now. Wasn't Sean Porter the same one that was saying Canelo was winning? It's certain things that we need to respect about Sean Porter, being that he was two-time world champion, but we cannot respect his designer. We cannot respect the fact that as a black man, he continued to put us back every time he wear an outfit in front of the camera. He put us back motherfucking 5, 6, 7 years in fashion. And you know, the brothers, we some fashion dressing type people. You know, we the culture. But every time Sean Porter hop on TV, you have people, you know, you have them people looking at what the is he black for real? Is he African? Is he not? What's going on? What the fuck he got on? Yeah, they're talking about Canelo was winning the fight. Cap. And you said plenty of matchups. I still want to see Canelo versus Usyk. Why would you want to see that massacre? We just seen what would happen. Man, Usyk is looking for the same opportunity that Bivol had. Bivol said he was looking for the opportunity. He didn't really speak up the negotiations and really dig down into the wickets, into specifics of stuff that would benefit. He just wanted the opportunity. He said now he got the opportunity. If they're gonna fight in the rematch, he didn't say they will. They have to renegotiate, and that's fair. That's fair, bro. Eddie was sending pieces up to the room before. We know damn well when a Snicker hit the heat of a freshly made pizza, the shit gonna melt. So Ruiz came in there, you know, from eating pieces with damn chocolate toppings on it. Not Canelo versus Usyk, but I still want to see them fight plenty of other guys. Man, I just look at Usyk as being worse than Bivol. It's something about Usyk. Dude is cut from a different cloth. He has a mean streak in him. I don't know. I think Canelo would be hard pressed not to even take that fight. Like I know he's trying to go up the heavyweight. I don't see him beating Usyk, man. I don't see him beating Usyk. I do not see Canelo Alvarez beating Usyk. Now, what Canelo needs to be very, very cautious of is picking up his third loss. If he goes in there and lose twice to Bivol, fuck that pound for pound list. Alexander Usyk is going to dethrone you from the pound for pound standings. If you ever go there and think you're going to fight him other than Bivol, you're getting dethroned. Now, if you lose to freaking Bivol again, Bivol might himself go on the back half of the pound for pound list. But if you go up there and lose the Alexander Usyk, he doesn't have to be unified in 3 divisions. He beat you one time. Since he's right behind you on the Ring Magazine list, he's going to surpass you and go to the front. He's going to go to the front. And then we have to think about Canelo potentially leaving the sport. He's a multi-millionaire. Him leaving the sport right now, man, please. I mean, his fans will be hurt because now we have to look at the next best. Who's going to be the next face of boxing? You have so many names out there, but if he leave the sport right now, man, dude is paid. Canelo is one paid individual. I can't see him leaving at 31 years old, but I believe he goes in there and face Bivol again. One thing Eddie Reynoso is gonna remediate, that he's looking at these numbers, he's looking at the fight. He's gonna ask Canelo to use his jab more. He's gonna ask him to use his jab more. Why did his cardio suck? Because he put on some weight. I mean, Canelo they always talk about how he walks around a light heavyweight, right? How can putting on the weight do anything for you to slow you down? I think it was more so the work rate of Bivol that tired Canelo out. I think it was the punches that was landing that tired Canelo out. That's what I believe. He trying to say it was the weight. No, I think it was the activity. I think it was the punches that was being landed. I think it was your frustration and everything else that caused Canelo to start gassing a bit early. You know why? Because Canelo was not in control of the fight. He wasn't able to just pace himself. This dude was fighting. He was sitting on the ropes 1 minute, and the next he won a damn lead. He said, okay, shit, this big motherfucker, I'm tired. So he had to take some time off. Bivol recognized that. He came in there and let his hands go. My bad, I'm getting my Ukrainians mixed up. I mean Lomachenko. Come on, come back. MF was looking at me weird because I bust out laughing at the piece with chocolate droppers. For real, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's Mr. Snicker. That's what he is, man. You know how Andy Ruiz is. Redhead need a vacation. Let these other jokers mix it up. Some of us tired of Redhead. I'm not really tired of Canelo because, you know, before this fight even took place, when I found out it was happening, I said, you know, not anyone doing what he's doing right now. No one. When you hear Canelo say he's moving this place, he's doing it. So I really can't look at it like, okay, just because he lost to Bivol, he ain't shit. You can't say that. We all know Canelo flat-footed. We all know that he does the same shit over and over again. But if someone is doing the same shit over and over again, it's up to their opponent to prevent it from happening to them. That is the whole entire solution. If you're tired of seeing them doing the same thing, stop it. But they haven't been able to stop it until Bivol. Floyd Mayweather, he fought a Canelo that was early in his career. You know what I'm saying? Still working on his experience, right? And then to now, he's had such a run from 13 to 22. To see Bivol come in here and dominate him the way he did, I don't give a damn what nobody say. Canelo was dominated. Canelo was dominated. He was freaking dominated. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, bro. He was dominated. I'm not sure. Hold on for a second. I really want, you know, I'm saying I want to see Charlo get that fight now. That'd be a massacre. For real. That'd be a massacre. I really want to see him get that fight now. It'd be a massacre, man. Just like Shakur Stevenson said, it's going to be a massacre. Let Jamal Charlo get that fight with Canelo. I'm about to, hold on for a second. I'm about to drop y'all some stills I wish it was my steals. I wish it was my steals. I want y'all to check out these steals. Very, very good MS. MS for money shots. Very good money shots. Check out these money shots, man. Look at this money shot. That's quality. That's quality, bro. Punching through the guard. Punching through the freaking guard, man. Look at these money shots. Punching through the guard. That is effective shots landing. Punching through the guard, people. You cannot deny that. Look at these steals, man. You cannot deny what your eyes are seeing. Look how big Bivol. Look at his bicep compared to Canelo. And Canelo wants a rematch. What are you gonna do? Try to insert a damn rehydration clause? Bivol said he was 183. That's it. I thought this man was weighing in the 190s. Bivol said he was 183, bro. Whether he was bullshitting us or not, but Bivol said he was 183. That's wild. Let me see. Where's that money shot at? What y'all think about this shot, man? All night long, just like Lionel Richie said, all night long. Look how he was landing those shots on Canelo, bro. Those effective shots. Look at this facial expression, man. Dude is fine. His cardio is fine. Good fight. Good fight, man. Good fight, Shouty, for real. Redhead need. I don't think Canelo needs a vacation, man. Like, it was all good just a day ago, wasn't it? Just a week ago, it was all good. People saying, "Oh man, who can beat Canelo? No one's doing it like Canelo." This, that, and the other. It was all good just a week ago. Now he goes in here against a behemoth, and people tripping. Let me see, can I pull this picture up? I want you to see this picture right here of Bivol and Canelo. I can't seem to find. I know I downloaded it. Let me see. This is a very good picture. Oh, this one right here. Peep this out. Look how much of a size difference Bivol. And he want to move up and fight Alexander Usyk. Look how big Bivol looks in there with Canelo, who's sitting up here. He said, "Oh my God, I never knew a glove felt this bad in my life." Bivol's pushing, running that mug down his throat, feeding him that damn glove. He feeding them gloves to him. Look at Canelo. Look how big Bivol look. He looks like a heavyweight compared to Canelo. Canelo chose that work. He chose this type of situation. He's daring to be great, bro. He tried to go up there. Imagine what he would look like against Artur Beterbiev, bro. If Bivol did that to him, imagine what he might look like against Joe Smith. It's a little shaky though, but I'm just saying, imagine what he might look like against Joe Smith. Canelo comes in here and bulk up. It still won't be no improvement, because if you're going to put muscle mass on, you have to improve your cardio. And from my understanding is that Canelo has bad knees. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen any videos of Canelo out there pushing pavement and putting in the miles. He might be restricted to cardio machines and stuff like that because he is a flat-footed fighter. But look at that picture though. Look at the shoulders on Bivol. Look at the bicep, tricep, and the forearm composition on Bivol. I mean, he looks much bigger. No wonder he wasn't feeling those punches. Even though he gave Canelo credit, he said Canelo, he can hit hard. He gave him his credit. He said he has power, but he said people should not just get wrapped up into like the popularity contest with Canelo, and they should pay attention to actual boxing skills. That's what Bivol said. But man, appreciate y'all for pulling up. Once again, shout out to Tony for the donation, man. Anybody else that want to donate to the channel and you feel that's something that you want to do within your heart, then you do so. It's up to you. But man, appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Once again, hashtag Canelo chasing is still going on. We're still gonna have them Canelo chasing. Why? Because it's a payday that comes with it. Now they're gonna have to wait even longer now because Canelo's trying to figure it out. Canelo's trying to say, damn, I took another loss. What should I do next? Should I fight Triple G or should I just say fuck it and go back in here and fight Dimitri Bivol? But man, y'all been great. Thanks for your input as always. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man.